Hi, this is Jackie Grant, We Grant Fitness and Health, and I transform busy female professionals' bodies and habits without giving up chocolate and wine, restrictive dieting, calorie counting, or spending all your time in the gym. And today is the Change and Grow Wellness Show. Today we're going to be speaking about tarot and soul card reading. That's going to be amazing. Okay, so welcome. Replayers, welcome. Oh, hi, I've got a few live viewers on. Welcome, thanks for coming on. Comment below where you are from, that would be great. So today I have a call to action for all of you. Now, if you share this out, you have a chance to get a 15-minute tarot and soul card reading from Kay, who is my guest tonight. So get sharing. You've got till 12 o'clock tonight. The person who does the most shares will get that prize on me. Okay, so today we have our guest, who's Georgina Downie, who is a motivational speaker, astrologist, and psychic. She offers tarot card readings and brings clarity and focus to empower you to stand in your own power. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you. Just a little correction. I'm not an astrologist.
Oh,
I read cards and I'm a medium, but I don't do astrology.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw that on your Facebook page. Don't mind me, viewers. Okay. So, Kay, tell us a little bit about you and what brought you to the world of the psychic world.
Well, I was born into the psychic world because each and every one of us are psychic. But for many years, I suffered with depression. As I got that, I was aware of how I was behaving with my depression for myself. People telling me, I became aware of who I was, and I got in touch more with the authentic self. But I was born into the psychic world because every single person is actually psychic.
Right.
So that was my journey. I sort of had a few failed marriages on my way, experienced quite a bit of life, got 2 grown-up children now, and yeah, that was basically it. I hit rock bottom, found out who I was, and hey presto. And that was about 9 years ago.
Brilliant. So in terms of, you say that everyone's, psychic. Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Well, it's like, if you're going to a house, if you're looking to buy a house, you know when it feels right. You also know when it feels wrong. That's your psychic ability. It's that feeling in your gut. It's like sometimes you can think, oh, I haven't seen Mary for a while, and then the phone will ring and it'll be Mary, or you'll bump into her in the shop. It's like telepathic, but it's that gut reaction. It's that something that you can't explain. Most people would say it's coincidence, but I don't believe coincidence at all. Yeah. Everything happens as and when it's meant to.
It's funny because you just remind me of when I bought my first house, and actually I went to one house and I didn't really, I just kind of got nothing from it because it was really dark and dowy. And then I went to the second house and I was like, like when you just go, I want that house. I know this. Do you know? No. And then I still went to another one, and then I was like, no, it's still that second house that I saw. Do you know what I mean? And then I bought that house.
You can see it when you watch people. You watch people looking at houses in this country and abroad on the television. You can tell when they're going to buy the house because their whole body language says, "This house is for me." It's as if you're wearing it.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So tell our audience a bit more about tarot and soul card reading.
Well, for one thing, there's nothing to be frightened about with them. There are 2 different readings. I either do a tarot card reading or a soul card reading. There's very many packs of tarot. I actually use Celtic tarot. Mine's only a very small deck. And basically all I'm doing is reading those cards. It's a picture on a piece of cardboard at the end of the day. Some people will read them from a book, which
Yeah.
I don't see the point of that, because the person you're reading for can go and buy a deck of cards and read it from the book for themselves.
Yeah.
I read it from a psychic point of view. I read it from my gut. I read it from that intuition, that feeling. If I'm looking at the person, like I'm looking at you tonight, then I will read you as well. Because we give off an energy, we give off information without even realizing it. We call it body language, but it's psychic. You know, you can click into different parts and of your emotions, of your life. You know the Ready Breck advert where they had that big red glow around the little boy?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that. We've all got that little red glow, and in that little red glow is our life, basically. So people can read you. They don't actually need the cards necessarily to do a reading, but I find with the cards gives me something to focus on. So I get out of the way, if you like. With the soul, it's a deeper reading. And I very often only use one card of the soul, and I'll do the rest of the reading with oracle cards, because it can be so deep and it can be very moving emotionally. Another thing as well with the cards, at the end of the day, they will all tell you the same story, and it's the same no matter which psychic you go to. I mean, I work events and I run events, and there's normally about half a dozen readers at these events. Some are psychic, and I always tell people to go where they're drawn. Like that house, you feel, well, I want to go to that person. But if they go to somebody and then say, come back to me, I'm only going to tell them the same thing as that first person told them. So they could be paying out for 2 readings and getting the same message. If you get, because
I do get it.
You won't hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You'll hear what you need to hear. There's a difference. It's no good going for a reading with an agenda. You can go with a question, and hopefully the cards and my intuition will answer those questions. But it's better to go with an open mind and just listen to what the universe wants you to know. If that makes sense.
So, I understand what you're saying, because I've got some cards. I'm not sure which ones they are, but like, obviously I take a card in the morning, read that, and like, to kind of set me up for the day. But sometimes the card does actually tell me what's going on for now. So it's like, it is, like you say, you're drawn to it, aren't you? You're drawn to that card because there's something going on in your life. That,
I mean, if I'm doing a face-to-face reading in the flesh, then I get my recipient to choose their cards.
Yeah.
So nothing to do with me. They've drawn the cards, but they're not allowed to look at the pictures. They draw they go to the card that they're drawn to, rather than the card that they like the look of.
Yeah. Because they turn over.
And it's surprising what what the cards can say. Some readers will give futuristic readings as well. I don't believe in that myself, but that's just my own opinion. Because in my opinion, if somebody plants a seed in your head or an idea in your head, and you nurture that idea, it will grow in the same way that it will grow into a flower.
Yeah.
I will do past and present, because that you know already, and I will give possibilities of what might happen in the future. That way nobody sort of clicks on and thinks this is going to happen to me. It might happen, it might not. And if it does happen, then I've got it right.
Yes.
I've actually got it right. I haven't put that seed in their head and they've nurtured it. So I don't actually do that. As I said, I do clarity and focus. So I'll give you food for thought.
Yeah, I remember
we know what to do. Well, not often. We always know what to do, because every answer and every question is inside us.
Yes.
But we need to hear it sometimes. It's no good sort of thinking it. You need to actually hear it. And if you hear it from a stranger, you heed it far more than if you hear it from a relation, or if you say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's somebody that doesn't know you, and you think, oh, they've just said what I've been thinking.
Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you mean. It's it's funny you say that, because I remember you saying about someone not actually telling you the future, because you're right, it is about what you believe. So if you believe that that's going to happen, then that is what's going to happen, because you continue to believe it, because
it's a law of attraction. So
exactly. Cool. So is there a difference between a medium and a psychic?
Yes, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums.
Not all psychics are medium, but the other way around. Okay.
As I said at the beginning, we're all psychic. Some mediums are born with the gift. Some mediums have to have it teased out of them. I was sort of 50-50, because if I look back in my life, I did see spirit when I was a little girl. Understood it was my imagination and believed that it was my imagination. But to a degree, you have to have some imagination to be a medium, because you have to make sense of what you're feeling, what you're sensing. You don't always see pretty pictures. You have to make sense of what is coming through to you in whatever way, and then portray that on to the recipient. In some ways, it's very much like being psychic, but instead of reading the person that's in front of you, you're getting in tune to a different level. And when I say in tune, we're all musical notes, so we've got to get on the right vibration. So
Great. So what would you say the benefits are of getting a reading?
As I say, for me, it's clarity and focus. I think it gives you an answer. It makes you realize that what you're thinking isn't necessarily that stupid. You know what I mean? And it makes you focus upon what you really need rather than what you want. I mean, it's like we might need to buy something for tea, but we see a dress in the shop and that's what we want. I'm just using this as an example. We need that food. We don't need that dress. So if it's like, I would say, reading the cards would tell you, well, that dress can wait. You need that food. It's that sort of thing. If that makes sense to you.
That's brilliant. I mean, the thing is, it's really good to get some clarity sometimes. I'm sure people just come to you for that. Do you know what I mean? And I know you was talking to me earlier about that, you know, people find that you're a bit like a life coach.
Because when I'm reading the cards for people, because I've had 6 decades of experience of different things in life, and some of them aren't very nice, but I've got the experience. I've come through it. I've come through the depression. I've been a battered wife. I've lost people. I found people. You know, all the different things. If I feel by sharing whatever's happened to me would benefit the person to hear, I will share it. Not because I like talking about myself, but because it gives them more food for thought, and they realize they're not the only person going through it. Because I know when I had my depression, I felt I was with depression, and I wasn't. There's millions of people with depression, but you feel as if you're on your own. So
So have you connected with a lot of people that have had depression and been able to help them overcome?
I believe so. I believe so. From the feedback I get, I would say yes, I have. And I've given people food for thought when it comes to relationships as well. Because I believe that people don't try hard enough with their relationships this day and age. They only seen it from their own point of view, and when it gets tough, they get going. If you see what I mean. So if they talk about it with their partner, I'm not saying that I can save that marriage or that relationship, but they can if they really want to, and if the other person wants to. We've lost the art of communication. I know you and I are talking now, but how often do people talk? It's normally a text.
Yeah.
The phone call, it's a text, an inbox.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we've lost that art.
It was funny. I was at because we're in the same networking meeting, and I think it was a Foresight ad that was saying on Monday about, you know, millennial. I can't even say the word. Millennials.
Yeah.
that you know, a lot of their communication is WhatsApp, you know, text, Snapchat, you know, and it's not, you know, non-verbal. And I mean, it's even funny because I was like, you know, the house phone, we don't really use it that much. But years ago, we used to always be on the house phone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was our way of communicating, and we seem to, you know, have lost that and communicating through.
How often does anybody write a letter these days?
Yeah, that was so funny. I was saying that to someone the other day. When was the last time you got a letter that wasn't a bill?
So we've lost something. I know technology is fabulous. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now if it wasn't for technology.
Yeah.
But it's lost us a lot of things as well.
Yeah, you're right.
I've got a daughter that lives a mile down the road from me, and I talk to her via Facebook. I very rarely see her, and that's sad.
Okay, yeah, no, it is sad.
It's not because we don't want to see each other. She's busy, I'm busy, so we catch up. And there's something wrong there. There is something wrong. Not between our relationship, because our relationship's fine, but there's something missing.
Well, thank you, Kay. I'm really looking forward to my my 10-minute or 15-minute, isn't it, tarot card reading. So,
and I've got them here.
Cool. Brilliant. So remember, guys, you have got a chance to get the same as what I'm getting now on me with Kay, as long as you share out this this live, because the person that shares out this live the most times by 12 o'clock tonight, midnight, will get a free, because it will be free, but I'll be paying for it with Kay. Okay, Kay, I'm ready.
Hey, I'm going to do your past ones first. Okay. And the first one I got is the Six of Chalices. So it's this card here. And I'm going to take you back to your childhood.
Okay.
That's a lot. Not as long as me, but it's a little while ago for you. So and I want to say to you, when you were little, you expected to grow up and live in the world like we were just describing. Happy families, communicating, having gifts, and it's gone. It's not there. But this is the past, and this is how you thought life was going to be. You thought it was going to be a fairy tale. Does that make sense to you?
Okay. Probably.
And I've got the Magician for you next. Okay.
Oh, wow. And what's that?
To me, reading this card for you tonight, you liked playing games. You liked board games. You liked going out and playing games as well.
Yes.
You were sporty. But you also like playing in groups like hide and seek, or you like playing things like chess. You didn't just like exercising your body. You liked expanding your mind.
Yes.
However, and this one,
I don't
like this card because it's about food. And in the past, I'm going to say to you, because it's the Emperor and he's actually picking food from a calendar, is what he's doing. So at some point in your past, you had, I'm going to say in your teenage years, you had problems with weight. Either you went too skinny or you put on too much weight.
Okay.
But that's in your past, and I can see now you're fine.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's not a nice card to tell people. It's not a nice card because they know they can't really deny it because the card's the truth.
Yeah.
So at some point, you had an eating disorder, one way or the other. Does that all make sense to you?
Yes, it does make sense.
We're going to go on to the present. That's how simple it is. It's just a little. I don't read the whole card. I pick out what I feel is right for you.
Yeah.
So choose 3 more cards for you. I'm using your name to choose your cards, in case you're wondering why.
I was wondering how you were getting those.
Now, I've got the wheel for you. And we've already talked about communication, and you are somebody who likes to communicate. You like to talk to other people.
Yeah.
I want to say you're quite tactile with other people as well. You'll touch people when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
You like to know how they're feeling, how you can help that feeling rather than helping the person. You're helping beyond the person. Does that make sense to you?
Definitely.
However, you sometimes feel that people talk about that behind your back, that they're not understanding what you're doing and they talk about it. Does that make sense to you? No. But no.
No, that bit doesn't connect with me.
Why I'm saying it, there's somebody in the background here actually talking.
Right.
And
maybe I've not noticed that.
And you've not noticed it. But you're quite open.
Yeah.
And I feel that some people aren't as open with you. They talk about what you're doing behind your back, but they don't talk about what you're doing to your face.
Right.
So
okay.
That you can defend yourself. You can put your side of the story over.
Okay.
That makes sense to you. So be aware of that.
Yes.
Have you heard the story about the wise man building his house upon the rock and the foolish man building his house upon the sand?
Oh, yes.
You're in a situation like that at the moment, I feel, because I've got the King of Swords for you next, and he's actually sat with his sword pushed down on a rock. So you've recently made a decision, or if you haven't, you're about to make a decision. And I want to say to you, stick to your guns. Because people will try to talk you out of it. It's a case of your heart is telling you what to do. Your gut is telling you what to do.
Yeah.
These will be getting in your head. And it's in our head that the fear comes. And we begin to doubt our own decisions. And that's when the house comes tumbling down on the sand. So make sure you're standing on firm ground. Do your homework. Know the facts. And then you can argue your corner more.
Okay.
Not that you've got to argue, but you can stand in your corner and fight that corner more. But it's your decision. This is your life. Nobody can tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I do feel that you've let go of a lot of doubts, a lot of fears recently.
Yeah.
And I also feel that you are thinking of going on holiday.
Yes.
Brochures have been out, so I don't know whether you've actually booked it, but it's certainly in your mind to go on a holiday, and it's not a holiday in this country; it's a holiday overseas. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually go on a cruise. That's what I'm feeling, because it's a boat. Okay. Yes, the boat tells me that you've let your troubles go, but the boat tells me that you could be thinking of going on a cruise, because I can get in that holiday feeling. And I don't always get that with this card. I do get people who put their troubles in a boat and let them go. But I feel that you want to travel and you want to see as much of the world as you can.
Yes.
And that's one way of doing it.
Yes.
Is on a cruise. So that's your past and your present. And you seem quite happy with that. So I'm going on to another 3 cards. And some of the readers will tell you this is the future. I'm going to tell you it's the possibilities of what might happen in the future. So listen to what I'm saying, because some of them could be a warning. It could be, you could think, oh, I don't want to do that. And you can make sure that you don't.
Yeah.
But don't think, oh, that's going to happen to me, or this is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Because there's only possibilities. And you can change your mind. As soon as we switch off tonight, you can change your mind, and the future will change with that. Yeah. So it's not set in stone. So what have I got for you? I've got the moon.
Okay.
The moon. Now, the moon controls the oceans. So the moon is quite powerful. And the moon actually controls our emotions. Because when you think of the body makeup, and you know this better than me, we are made up mainly of water.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it can control the ocean, which is a vast amount of water, it can certainly control the way that we feel. Women more so than men, because we have that monthly cycle.
Yeah.
The card reminds me a little bit of Little Red Riding Hood.
Right.
She's got a red cape on. That's the only reason. And there's actually a wolf in there. But there's also a dog. And I feel that there's times in the month, and I'm not calling these people a wolf or a dog. It's just how I'm getting it off the card is from a wolf and a dog. That you focus on one person at certain times of the month, more so than another, and that other person's feeling pretty left out. So it could even be that you focus more on yourself and you leave somebody out, or it could be that you can't deal with one person because you're feeling very sensitive at a certain time.
Yeah.
And therefore ignoring them. So it's just something for you to be aware of.
No. I connect with that definitely.
I've got the Seven of Pentacles next.
Okay.
And I think you probably do this anyway, but it's showing me that you will need to take time to rest, take time to see what you're doing, know what you're doing, to review where you've been, and then to take stock of that to see where you want to go. And I think we all need to do that from time to time. But I feel that it's coming up that you want to do that now because you've been sort of going along on the crest of a wave for some time. You've just been going slow, which is brilliant. We should all go slow. But there comes a time we gotta stop. It's like that man standing on the rock and make decisions. So it all, to me, it makes sense because you're not doing it now, but it's happening. Go away. I got things coming up on my screen. So, whoops, lost you.
No, I'm still here.
No, I lost you. My screen went blank.
Oh, right.
Times as well. But just take that time, and take that time on a daily and weekly basis. You don't have to sit and dwell on things for a long time, but we need time to just be who we are.
Yeah. To
connect with that inner being, to connect with that musical note, if you like.
Yes.
And other than that, your future is quite rosy because I've got the Nine of Pentacles, which shows a lady sitting on a bench with a bird in the hand.
Okay.
Which shows me you're content, or when everything's come around to fruition, what you're planning, you'll feel quite content. And you won't want to go chasing those two birds in the bush because you'll know if you do, you're going to have to let this one go.
Right.
So I fear that it's coming to a time that you're going to stay within your comfort zone because you need to recharge your own batteries. And we all need to do that from time to time. But to grow, we have to step outside. But for a little while, I think you need to stay within. Not necessarily straight away now. This is for the future. But I would say come to the beginning of next year, just sit back for a little while. Think of what you've done. Think of what you want to do. Make those plans. Stick to them.
Yeah.
And remember whose journey it is. Does that all make sense?
Yes,
I'm going to
do
one more card for you. And this will tie it all up. And I've just chosen it at random. And I've actually got the Hanged Man. And this is telling me the Hanged Man. So he's like a contortionist. And I feel that's what you've been doing. You've been trying to please everybody else. But you've been forgetting about the person who you need to please. And that is you. So things need to change because you are the most important. If you don't put yourself first and please yourself, when people need your help, you'll have the energy to help them. And they won't worry about you.
Yeah.
They'll just be worried about themselves. So it's not selfish to put yourself first. So start putting yourself first is my advice. And that's the end.
Okay. Thank you, Kay. That's amazing. That was definitely food for thought for me. I mean, I connected with a lot of things that you were saying.
Yeah.
I can see certain things that actually, I know I need to do, and I know I've been pondering on things, and I know, yes, I definitely give people a lot, and need to think a bit more about myself. So I definitely will be doing that. It was great to have you on. And to have you do that for me on live. Open myself out there on live.
I would probably have gone more in depth if we hadn't been live, but I don't agree with opening things up in public.
Of course.
I don't agree with that. But I've given you a jigsaw puzzle and you can put the pieces together.
Yeah, exactly. That's brilliant. So, Kate, can you tell the audience, tell them where they can find you? Where can people find you?
The best place to find me is on my website, which is www.kdownie.co.uk. I charge, at the moment, I'm charging £30 for a half an hour reading. As from Monday, they're going up to 40. However, I have got an offer on that if a reading is booked by midnight on Sunday, they can have it at £30, whether they have the reading in September, October, November, or December.
Oh, brilliant!
But if they book after midnight on the 30th of September, they would be £40 for half an hour. But that's what find me is www.kdownie.co.uk.
Thank you, Kay. So there you go. If you get on and you can get a special offer Kay in terms of a 30-minute reading for a lower price at the moment that you can book up until December. And also, like I said, if you share this out, you can get the person that shares the most by 12 o'clock tonight, this live, even though it's all about me and all my stuff.
They can make it about that and all their stuff.
You can get a 15-minute reading like I just got from Kay on me. So make sure that you share it out and let other people know about it, because it's really interesting what Kay's just told us about in terms of tarot and soul card reading. So if you're really interested in doing one, you've just heard how Kay does them. It's amazing. It has really given me food for thought. So definitely get onto it. So guys, that's it for us from the Change and Grow show tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and please tune in. I'm here every week at 7 o'clock with a different person telling us different things about change and growing and wellness. Okay, so take care. Good night.
Good night.